Chiapas Mission Trip Orientation, segment number 4, talking about health and safety. So you're going to Mexico, and what's the first thing everybody says? Don't drink the water. Well, that's absolutely right. It's true that while Mexico is making a lot of effort towards improving water sanitation, we aren't there yet. So while you're here, we'll be providing you with a steady supply of purified water for all your needs while you're here, and we'll be using that same purified water in the kitchen for all of our food preparation and all the beverages that we'll make for you. We need your help, though, making sure that water doesn't get in your body any other way that may not be purified water. That means making sure that you don't stick your toothbrush under the sink water when you're brushing your teeth. Make sure you don't open your mouth in the shower. Make sure you don't open your mouth if you're swimming or bathing in a river. Some groups will have an opportunity to explore some of Mexico's beautiful water attractions while you're here, and it's fine to swim in that water, just don't get any of it in your mouth. It's also fine to shave or bathe or wash your hair or even expose a cut or a scrape to that kind of water. The issue is not whether your body is exposed to the bacteria in the water, but whether it gets in your GI tract, whether it gets into your mouth and into your intestinal system. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. It's also true that while you're here, you'll be eating more fruit perhaps, probably eating more black beans than you're used to, and having the experience of being in a very unfamiliar place. That, by definition, gets some people's GI system a little out of whack. So if you're feeling bad, let one of us know. It's possible that it's simply a combination of all the changes. It's also possible that there was a slip-up somewhere along the way that nobody expected, and if so, we want to be sure that we provide you with medicine to help you feel better quickly. So make sure that if you start feeling bad, you let a member of our team know so that we can try to better evaluate that system. While you're here, you'll also have an opportunity to do a little bit of exploring. That means being out and about in the community, in Ocosingo. You'll have some free time as well on the weekend, and you want to be sure that if you purchase anything to eat or drink in your explorations, that you do so safely. That means that you want to be sure that you purchase only manufactured products. That means soda or bottled water or juice in a sealed container. It means chips, ice cream, cookies, those kinds of things, again, in a sealed manufacturer's container. It's not okay to buy tacos off the street. It's not okay to buy beautiful fresh cut fruits and vegetables that may be on the street that look perfectly delicious. It's not okay to buy homemade ice cream or homemade popsicles. We don't have any way of knowing whether the utensils used to prepare those products were cleaned properly, and we want to be sure that nobody gets sick. It's also important that you take care of yourself on the work site. OSHA doesn't live here. Adults can explain to young people what that means. But there are no occupational health and safety regulations imposed on the working conditions that you'll be working in here. And it's important that you take personal responsibility for making sure that you don't step any place where something may be loose and you may fall. You need to make sure that you don't scrape yourself on exposed reinforcement wire that may be on the work site, that you hold on carefully when you use our hand-constructed ramps and scaffolding and ladders on the work site, and that you take responsibility for breaking and resting your body from time to time throughout the work day. This is not work that most of us are used to doing. Most of us either have sedentary jobs in an office or in a store or in some sort of environment where maybe we're moving around a little bit, but most of us aren't doing a lot of shoveling and lifting and heavy-duty physical labor in our everyday lives. And so it's important that you recognize that your body's going to be taxed anyway, and you're going to be outside of your comfort zone in this work experience regardless. But at the same time, you want to be sure that you rotate your activities so that you're using different muscles, Don't shovel all day, 4 days in a row. Shovel for a while and then move to a different area of the work site and use other muscles, use other skills that you have to contribute to the work site, and thereby take better care of your body. It's important that you take breaks when they're scheduled, but it's also important that if you feel like you are in danger of hurting yourself because you're tired or really overdoing it, you need to stop and take a break. And as a group member, you need to be looking out for each other and making sure that everybody is doing that for the sake of the group and for the sake of